find stability throughout the whole system, and then we'll go back into the knees. So we got hip abduction, flexion, internal rotation, which previously was low quality on both sides. The right low quality influence was your left rib pack, and then the left influence was the knee extension. Shoulders are good to go. Last time they weren't, and then after we did some like hip hiking, targeting this anterior tissue stuff, they locked in. So hip extension, sorry, let me recheck that one. Keep your leg down into the table. Ready to go. Check this one. Ready to go. I think that right one's a little better than the left.
Yeah, I agree.
Go. Yeah, that one lifts a little bit. Okay. Do you feel your glute firing in there, or not so much on the left?
A little, yeah.
Okay. Let's cook this guy for a second. So keeping your knee locked, no pain there. Okay, push into the table. That. I want you to really feel your hamstring and your glute muscle going. Try to find that in your brain. You feel it?
Yeah, I feel it.
Good. Let's go. Yeah, good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest. Take a short break. We're going to do one more isometric, and then we'll do a couple myometrics where we're moving into from flexion and extension all the way through that hip firing glute. Okay, so we're going to get into the SARS exploration here. Hip extension on the left. 10 second, 15 second hold. Let's recheck the quality real quick before we keep going. Find that glute and that hamstring. Keep the leg down. Ready and go. Yeah, look, that feels better already, doesn't it? Okay, so let's run another isometric on that. Push down. Yeah, feeling that glute and the hamstring already?
Yes.
Good. And another 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Yeah, don't let up. 4, almost there. 3, there you go. 2, 1, and rest.
I was trying to relax my foot.
Yeah, you started.
My toes started
curling.
doing that.
Yeah.
And when I started relaxing that, I was relaxing more than that.
The brain is like, what are we doing? Huh? Can we get somebody to help? It's like, well,
The toes are curling.
we don't need the toes to extend your hip, not in this lying down position anyway. Okay. We're going to do a couple myos on this guy next, so just a few more seconds of rest, and we're going to go through the myometric contraction. We'll try probably 5 to 10 of these guys. And bring the table down just a little bit more so I can get. We're going to lift your leg, and then you're going to push all the way back down to the table using that same glute hamstring thing. So let's get you up here. Okay, knee stays locked. Push into me. Find your glute and your hammy, and then all the way. 1. Nice. Try not to bend the knee at the bottom here. Just, yeah, do you feel how you, here, let me walk you through this.
When do I get that?
Yeah, did it? Relax your foot. There you go. So relax, let me show you. So on your way down, you were good. Right around here, you almost started doing that instead of that. Right? So think about it's the hip. So you're going like this. Not like this. Alright, let's try it again. So lift. Lift. The knee stays locked. Push from your butt all the way into the table. Yep, let's go. 1, back up. Go again. I'm going to give you a little bit more resistance every time. 2, keep that knee nice and locked. Ready to go. 3, good, keep going. 4, keep going. 5, you okay?
Yep.
No pain in the knee?
None.
Good. 6, feeling that posterior chain work, the glute and hammy. Let's go. 7, couple more. Knee straight, push. 8, nice job. 2 more, Simon, 2 more. There you go. 9, and on this last one, you're going to hold again at the bottom. So that's another myometric contraction here. And hold isometric 10. 9, keep that glute on. 8, 7, 6. There you go. 5, 4, 2, 1, relax. Nice job.
Calf was working.
Yeah. That was probably the foot activity that you were feeling in the calf. Did you get a little hamstring and glute burn though too?
Yeah.
Excellent. Extension left, supine position. Started low quality, did a couple isometrics, and then went to high quality, and then we got into 10 myometric contractions to an iso at the very end. And then we're just going to recheck your quality one more time, and then we'll keep plugging on through the SARS. This is some action reaction to stability testing. Hold down. Don't let me lift it. Ready to go. Oh yeah, much better, huh?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So let's keep on plugging through the SARS. We got that cleared here today. Okay, so this one is the pelvic rotation, or do you remember, I don't know if we've done, do you remember the flamingo? Did we do that yet? I don't think so.
No.
Okay, bend this knee, and then put it on top of this leg.
Okay.
Is that okay right there?
Yeah.
Spin your lower body towards me.
Oh,
Yep. Now try to
Like
keep
this
your,
flat.
yep, perfect. Hold this position. I'm gonna try to unspin you. Ready, go. That side feels pretty good. Let's switch and try the other one. You felt a little core engagement happening.
Yeah.
Spin. Hold this position. There we go. Ready, go. Okay, that's the one I expected. I think this is going to have an influence from this left side bend.
Okay.
So we know that these contralateral trunk rotators, if we think about pelvic rotation right and trunk and spine rotation left, right? So we know there's an issue in this left rib cage, right? That's why we're doing the side bend to get that turned on. If your pelvis rotates right, your trunk relatively is rotated left, right? So because you can't anchor through these, you can't stabilize through these left side anchors, I think that's why your right rotation is low quality. It's basically the equivalent of your left trunk rotation,
Okay.
right? So let's see if the side bend clears this first. We're gonna do a couple isos on this side bend, and then we'll recheck that. And if that doesn't work, then we'll go into the next exploration of that rotation. So cross your arms here, squeeze your left rib, and use that to bend into me right here. There you go. I want you to feel this stuff. That, yep, good. 10, 9, 8, try to breathe, yep, 7, 6, good job, Diane. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Take a break. We'll do that a couple more times, and then we'll recheck your pelvic rotation right. Nice. I don't know if you remember this, but we did during the assessment, we did a little bit of this pelvic rotation right at the very end. Remember we were seated doing a twist?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go into this again. Squeeze and then bend. So 1 myometric into it and then hold. 10, 9, all right here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Good job. 2, 1. Rest. No tweaks or pain in the hip or anything like that. Okay.
I just forget to breathe.
Yeah. Well, you're squeezing the abdomen, right? Which constricts the ability of the lungs to expand because you're tightening, right? Diaphragm, but that's okay. It's just part of the deal.
Pass out.
Yeah, exactly. Good job. So 2 isometrics at 10 seconds. Okay, and then we're gonna recheck. Tibial, right? Okay, let's go into that flamingo again with your left knee up. Yep. Spin towards me. Keep this tight. Yeah, tighten. Okay, rest. There it is. Ready and go. Yeah, better. Ready, go. Yeah, much better. Okay. So we're gonna do a little bit more side bend, and then I think we're gonna set you up with this pelvic rotation exercise. Probably do it at home because that's gonna get the integration into this left rib cage to the rotation. Okay, so that's high quality now. Fantastic. So be left and already good to go. Okay, so we got only a couple more SARS here. We got 2 more that we haven't done yet before. So let's see how these SARS stability testing goes. Turn the leg out. Keep the knee straight. Yep. And then lift your leg. Sorry, just straight up. There you go. Hold up and in. Ready, go. Ready, go. Let me reset you there. It was a little weird getting there. So, here, relax. Spin out. That's it. Lift, hold. That's it right there. Hold here. Keep the knee locked. Ready, go. Yeah, that's good. Okay. I think it was weird getting there,
I
right?
thought about my rib that time too.
Did you? Let's try that again. So, lift. Don't squeeze the rib.
Okay.
Ready, go. Yeah, that was pretty good. Okay, just making sure. Lift. Hold, knee straight. Ready, and go. Ready, and go. Okay.
Just being in that position, it just feels weird.
What feels weird?
Like the knee feels more off.
Yeah, okay.
And I can feel, it's not pain, but I just feel in my hip like I want it to crack.
Okay.
But not, okay.
Okay. So we're going to break that apart real quick here. I'm curious if it's a knee extension issue or it might be more about the external rotation issue actually. So let me check your knee first. Let me get to the bolster here. Yep. Just under that one's perfect. Extend this knee. Keep it locked out. Sorry. There you go. Relax the leg. There. Ready and go. Yeah, it got a little funky through the knee again. Okay. And then let me check your external rotation before we decide to just prime the knee up. Knee straight. Stay spun out. Yep. Keep that position. I'm going to try to rotate you in. Ready and go. Yeah, you don't have that knee. Okay. Did that hurt your knee?
No.
Okay, let's confirm and see if this is because the knee's extended. Since we know the knee extension is low quality, anytime we send force through a joint contraction that's low quality, even though that the knee isn't the test, usually that breaks down the other tests, right? The stability all the way up the chain. So let's check it with your knee bent. Bend your knee. Let me check the knee, make sure bend is okay. Keep it bent. I'm going to try to unbend it. Ready, go. That feels pretty good, yeah? Felt your hamstring firing? Okay, good. So then lift your knee towards your chest a little. Here, so come with me. There you go. And then we're going to go external rotation of the femur. Good. Hold that position. Ready, and go. Yeah, so that's low quality there too, right? So what that means is I don't think it's a knee influence, right? Because you can't do it with your knee straight, which if the knee extension is low quality would make sense, but then you also can't do it with your knee bent. And the knee flexion is high quality. So I think that's not about the knee, I think that's directly about the hip.
Okay.
So let's work that for a second, and then we'll recheck again. Keeping your knee straight, lock it out, good. And then just spin the femur outwards. So I was just getting you in to start, so go this way, there. Keep the knee straight, don't go super hard, we want to go to a little bit lighter intensity, keep your knee locked. There we go. You should feel this all up in the hip joint. Maybe around your butt, somewhere up in here.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you feel it? Quad?
Yeah.
And keep the knee straight and hold. Spin that foot towards the wall to your left. There you go. That less quaddy, more hippie?
Yeah.
There we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Beautiful. Take a break. We'll do that again, and then we'll recheck the quality. Samples on that guy, which we found. Knee flexion was high quality. Knee extension was eh. And then hip, so femoral internal and external rotation. External rotation with knee flexed and extended was low quality of the hip. So we're going to do external rotation. Okay, let's do it again. Lock your knee. You put a lot of force into it, which is okay, which is good. I want to go just a little bit lighter, so just spin that foot towards the wall. Yeah, like there you go, a little lighter, right? Like 70% effort maybe here instead of that all out. The only problem with going all out early on is if you don't have the stability to move at a lighter intensity, it's very unlikely that you will at a higher intensity, and that you're just using some compensatory muscles patterns to do it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Another 10. Feel it in the hip again.
Yes.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Good job. So we started with about 10 seconds, got up to about 15 seconds. We're going to do a couple myometrics on it, and then we're going to recheck the quality, both knee flexed and knee extended. So start by turning in just a little bit. So now we're going back into a few myometric contractions. So you're just going to spin the whole femur out to your left.
Oh, that way?
Yeah, I just wanted to start in, right? If we're already out, then we can't spin out. So come back in and then spin out. 1. Nice. Back in and spin out. 2. There you go. Feel it twisting in the hip. Go again. 3. Good. Let's go again. 4. Good. 5. Feel in the hip.
Yeah.
Keep your knee locked. 6. There we go. Keep the knee locked. 7. Good. 8. Good. 2 more. 9. 1 more. 10. And rest. Excellent. Couple isometrics and then 10 myometrics. About 10 more seconds of rest, and then we're going to recheck your quality. Start with the femur first, and then if that's holding, we'll move into the SARS test again. Turn your leg out, hold that position, ready, and go. Oh yeah, that feels better. Bend your knee. Rotate the femur out. Stay here. Ready to go. Ready to go. Okay, so I think part of this is where my hand is. When I start to pull, you push your knee out into me.
Okay.
So let me get my hand off of your knee. Keep it up here. Spin. Yep, and then just hold the spin. Ready to go. Oh, see how that knee drops out here?
Uh-huh.
Ready to go. There you go. That feels pretty good, yeah? No pain anywhere?
No.
Okay, let's recheck the knee extension real quick. Keep the knee locked out. Ready and go. Yeah, feels better already too. Okay, and then let's recheck the SARS. So knee straight, turn the leg out, lift it straight up, hold here. Ready to go. Hey, hello.
Better.
Much better. No pain with that?
No.
Beautiful. That's good to go. And then we're going to recheck some assessment. Range limits on that. Range of motion limits on the left lower extremity here. Okay, so let's recheck those guys, which just from a range of motion standpoint here, we're talking knee flexion and knee extension, so I just want to get the sensation of that. And then the other things on the assessment, right, was, let me get this in here. So well, we're going to recheck these knee things here. We're going to recheck that tibial mobility, and we're going to recheck this hip flexion issue as well as this internal one through the hip there. Bend the knee, feel the butt. How does that feel?
Feels tight behind the knee, not painful, but you know, that fulfilling a little bit.
Okay, any pain with it?
Mm-mm.
Okay, let me compare it to this side, then this one. Does that not get that full feeling?
No.
Okay, try this one more time. Still, together, it still feels different on this side.
Yeah. Do they look like this one's closer to the...
Not really. They're pretty even in terms of the range, but I don't like that you're getting a little bit of an unwanted sensation still, right? Like something's a little funky. That's okay. We'll keep plugging it here. The range looks good,
Okay.
but we're getting a little bit of that full, like I said, it's not a big deal because it's not tons of pain, and I think that's probably an inflammatory response due to the previous low quality movement. I think that'll get better. Like last time what happened was it felt less like that, and then over the next few days I think it was even less, because when I saw you for the next round of appointments it was even less like that. The knee extension had a little bit of a problem before. I don't think we had a little bit of unwanted sensation, so just lock this knee out again. How does that feel keeping it locked out?
Good.
No unwanted sensation there.
No.
Okay, good, because there was just, whatever that was 10 days ago during the assessment, some mild pain through there. And then we had a hip flexion issue, so let's check that. Stretch both legs out, keeping the knee straight. I'm gonna have you just lift to get a baseline on the right. Okay, back down. The range looks great. That did the same as the right leg. How did it feel? Similar?
It was fun.
Perfect. So it looks like we've got a solution to some of these range of motion issues, and we're gonna be able to keep these cleared off. Okay, so as of today, we got hip flexion is cleared, we've got knee extension is cleared, there's still a little bit of that left. Let's check the tibia and the dorsiflexion. Bend this knee, off the gas, spin that shin bone in, and then spin it out, spin it in, there you go, spin it out, keep
Did
going.
you hear the knee click?
Yeah, I did. I can feel it down
The
through your
very
shin
first
bone.
one, the hip click.
Okay, rest. Compare that to the right side. Aside from the click, I want to know if the range feels different. Range feels similar to me, and we're getting some of the same kind of clicky through the ankle. How does it feel different other than the pop in the knee hit?
It feels good.
Feels good, okay. Because you had
And
zero.
actually, the knee feels more aligned right now after the pop.
The tibia, after doing the tibia, yeah.
And
I
I've
think,
been doing that exercise.
yeah, it's.
I probably just have a predisposition to kind of...
Yeah, to either shortening the range of motion cycle because it's easier, right? You want to get rid of this? Are you using
yeah.
this? Not really.
Not really.
Yeah, it's never the same doing it on your own as with someone else is driving it for you, right? It just never is till we get really good at it. So I'm happy about that stuff. Let's recheck the other thing on the assessment here that was kind of a big range of motion problem was overhead flexion on the left shoulder. So just arm down to your side, yep, straight, and lift it up and overhead. You get any click or pop?
None.
Fantastic. So that's cleared as of today too. We'll follow up with this stuff next time. Let me write this in real quick to the plan for next time while we're at it. So we got kind of a connection between this left upper extremity and left lower extremity, where when we're clearing some of the hip and pain stuff, the shoulder range of motion is clearing. I have a feeling that has a lot to do with the side bend, but we'll follow up with shoulder overhead flexion, range of motion on the left next time, looking for a click or a pop, making sure that's still gone. And I think this is going to be related to, like I said, the side bend stuff. So I'm going to write in here to recheck influence from side bend on that shoulder. Okay. Or is this more about the hip? Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and train a little bit of the tibia stuff here. Sorry, let me catch up on the note. Let's see, so knee flexion has a little bit of a full sensation still, but knee extension is cleared on the pain response. That's fantastic. Anti-quality, range of motion good. And then let's see, checked overhead flexion, left, range of motion good, no unwanted sensation. And then we checked tibia, which was working, but it was still a little weird, getting clicky poppies, and I think the range of motion was still a little difficult. So let's start training that a little bit, and then we're gonna end up popping up and hitting some of the machines for that knee extension, knee flexion, see if we can lock that in even more. Okay. So tibia. Okay, so tibia. Okay, let's work that a little bit. Bend your knee, off the gas, spin the shin bone in, and hold that position. Keep your hip out into me here a little. Good, there. This should be all kind of calfy shinny, yeah?
Yep.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, good job. 4, 3, keep going. 2, 1, and rest. Yeah, short little break there. That was cool how at least that initial movement didn't click it, did it?
No.
That was good. Okay, so on the tib, remember to maintain that or not comp with internal rotation adduction. Alright, let's run another ISO. Off the gas. Turn in. Hold there again. Good job keeping the hip out. Beautiful, Diane. Nice work. Same kind of calfy, shinny work.
Yep.
Beautiful. And another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Yeah. Do you feel how, I don't know, about 5 seconds left on that? You almost started to let go, right?
It's like the toes start curling. And I'm trying to relax that, but then I lose a grip on the other. So I'm trying to relax it enough and then go back in.
And this is
And I
why
don't know if that's good or not.
no, it's okay. I'm just pointing it out because I think that that's where some of the breakdown in doing it on your own happens.
Okay.
Right? Because then I cue you, oh, don't just
So
pull.
when I start feeling the toes, what should I do?
Try to relax the toes like you're doing. I just want to make sure that you re-engage the
Okay.
tibia after you, because it's hard. It's really hard, right? It is intentional. Like 100% intentionality is really,
Trying to
really
get rid of
hard.
the little codependence.
Yeah, you got it. Let's do some myos. So bend. There you go. Start by turning out, and then spin all the way in. 1. Good job stopping that hip comp. 2. Wonderful. Let's go again. 3. Nice. Keep rolling. 4. There we go. 5. 6. Nice. Let's go. 7. Good. 8. Good. 9. Good. One more. 10. Yeah, feeling that same shin calf work?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that feels much more aligned after that pop.
Yeah. The
That was the
the
last
knee,
little bit.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
I think we talked about this a little bit last week. I'll show you again really quickly, just the connection between the knee and the tibia, because knee is just a weird word that we use to describe literally the joint where the knee and the shin, where the femur and the
Yeah.
shin connect, right? So we're moving that thing around.
Yeah.
So it lines that up real good, right? You can see it, we look at it without any of the soft tissue on there, right? Half of your knee joint is basically the top of your tibia there. It's kind of a big deal. Nice. Okay. Let's add one more mode of contraction to the tibia here. So we're gonna now add, and this will be one of the progressions for the homework again. So it's
Okay.
not changing the movement, but we're changing the muscle with which we contracted, right?
Okay.
So this is in like the muscle health journal thingy that I gave you, right? That screenshot that I resent you about myo, iso, plyo.
Yeah.
Different muscle fibers. Yes, it's the same movement. The joint is doing the same thing, but it's a different part of the muscle that's in control of that, and therefore a different neuronal circuit too. Plyos are also longer time under tension, so it makes it a little bit harder. So we're probably gonna do maybe 3 of these at a time.
Okay.
Bend that knee again so we get into that tibial position there. Yep, very good. And this is exactly how you'll do it at home too. All right, we're band, attach it to something out here, spin the shin bone in, the tibia, and then the tricky part is really slow and controlled back out. Yeah, you feel how jumpy that is? Pull in, all the way, spin, 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 good. And then slow back out. Think about using the same muscles that you pull in with. Beautiful, that was already better than the first one. You can see here how I'm changing my line of force as she's rotating through the tibia, right? Because that's really important, otherwise we get a skewed line of force. The body's gonna try to kick on some different compensation. Nice work. 3, you got a couple more in you?
Yeah.
4, excellent. 1 more. 5, and rest. Good, take a short little break there. And then we're gonna record that as one of the new homework progressions. So let it rest. We're adding, like I said, a whole nother mode of contraction in there, right? A different muscle fiber. Alright, one of the homework progressions that we're working on that we're recording for you right now, just to recap for the video, is a new mode of contraction through the tibial internal rotation, right? Several times, as well as last appointment too, you mentioned how after we do this, the knee feels more lined up, right?
Yeah.
And then we're just progressing this anyway. This was previously low quality. We had no range of motion in that internal rotation. What was our assessment, just 10 days ago maybe? Something like that, yeah. So this is a big, big improvement. So let's record this one, bend your knee. Yep. And when you're doing this at home, I want to make sure that you're not super knee bent. Yeah. We want about a 30-degree angle. This is probably even a little more than that, but that's okay for now. Movements is the same. Shin bone spins. Don't comp with the femur. Pull all the way in. Get that last bit out of it, and then really slow and controlled back out. See how much less jumpy it is already? 1. Good job. That's 2. Slow and controlled out. I want about a 3 to 5 second count on the way out. 2. And then I'll count you. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so no faster than that. So maybe even slower. Real slow out. 5. Slow. 4, 3. I'm gonna let go of your thigh. 2, 1, and one more time. Pull all the way in. Rotate, 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 rotate. Slow and controlled out. Real slow. Feeling those shin muscles, calf muscles, and rest. Anything that you would like to add to that homework video to remind yourself of?
No.
Beautiful. Okay, we got that. Very good. Let's take a short little break so we can get rid of that burning feeling there, and then we're gonna recheck that knee flexion thing. I think part of the fullness that you feel when you bend the knee is that it's not lined up right.
Yeah.
So let's give it about 10-15 seconds, and then we'll recheck that range of motion there. Nice work. That is fantastic. Maya to pliers, 5 of those guys twice. Set up for the homework. And then recheck knee. Flexion sensation. Okay, bend that left knee. Just like like we're doing the full knee bend to see what that fullness feels like. What do you feel?
It still feels a little, but I wonder if it's almost like like the trauma's not being done, but it's
That it was there, yeah.
like a tenderness to the tissue.
Let me have you turn the tibia in and then bend. That different?
A little.
Better or worse?
Better.
Yeah, okay. So that helps just reinforce that we need to continue to work through this tibial stuff, right? Yeah. Nice job. Okay, stretch that back out. And then we have one more SARS to actually complete the SARS. There were some random low quality ones today, but it was all unilateral, right? Not bilateral. Just as a reminder, the SARS is system, action, reaction to stability. So we need to see how your body, how the central nervous system is communicating to the periphery when we apply an outside force to it. So the last one is the neck thing. We haven't done this yet. I'm gonna have you lift your head as far as you're comfy with there. Good. Rotate and see how you drop out when you come back down. Nice. I want you to be able to see that. So that head wants to drop out when you lift it, right? So let me, there we go. Okay. Lift your head, rotate. Feel how that goes back down.
Oh, yeah.
So rotate and keep it tall. There you go. Hold. Ready to go. Yeah, that's low quality. Okay. Any pain?
No.
Hold. Ready to go. That one feels better. Let's try this one again. Hold. Ready to go. Okay. Rest. Let's break that down and figure out what's going on with that guy. So we had a low quality SARS 7 test to the right, flexion and rotation of the cervical spine. So we're going to do the same thing basically that we did to that leg, right? Break down the two components of this and see which may be the culprit. Stimulate that muscle tissue, recheck. Lift your head, hold just that. Ready to go. That feels pretty good. Okay, back down. Any pain in the neck or shoulder?
No.
Rotate to the right. Hold that position. There you go.
Let me do this.
Yeah. There you go. Okay, rotate left. Let me compare. There you go. Okay. Turn right. Lift your head. Hold. There you go. Okay, we're gonna work this a couple times. Rotate right and lift. 1. Back down. And lift. 2. Nice. Keep your head rotated right. Lift. 3. There you go. Feel that?
Yeah.
Lift. 4. Couple more. Lift. 5. You got 10 out of this?
Yeah.
6. I'm giving just a tiny little resistance here. 7. 8. 9. 10. Back to the middle. Let's give it a couple seconds just to relax, and then we'll recheck that quality. It wasn't super obviously low quality in either of those, which I thought was interesting. So, but we'll recheck. Nice job.
I don't know if this makes a difference or not, but ever since that car accident without the seatbelt, the left shoulder high, that trap is always tight.
The
Like
left
when
one?
I do Rudy's exercises with him, one of them is bringing your ear down and then back to
This one's always
ear
tight.
down, and this
The
one.
left one, yeah.
And so when I bring this down, I can always
Feel it pulling
feel
over there.
it being tighter than the other.
Let me double check something else here
It's
before
like
we
right,
recheck the neck.
here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Elevate through this left shoulder, so shrug. Hold that shruggy position. Ready to go. Compared to this side, didn't feel great. Ready to go. Oh yeah, that's way different. Shrug here. Hold that position. You're doing an isometric right on the trap muscle, basically. Yeah. Do you feel that in the trap? Kind of neck, but back.
It's really more like
It's
collarbone.
like this. Oh, you're feeling it more in here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Bend your elbow. Good. Keep that shoulder back. Try to keep it on the table while you shrug. There it is.
Oh, now I feel it back there.
There's the trap. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good. That shrug had a range of motion limit compared to the right during the assessment too. And I think that's all it was. I think you're just going into this tippy wingy thing instead of keeping it relatively retracted and activating the trap. So I think your trap is getting pulled on all the time, but not actually working.
Yeah.
How does it feel like you're doing that? Just at the
Feels
moment,
better.
does
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, because I just went up into the roof like that
Yeah.
you know, it pushed my head all the way
So
over.
elongated these, and my guess is that trap went like this to try to keep your head from just
It
falling
would just
off.
like spasm,
Yeah.
and it was affecting the collarbone, down the arm, up like I had sinus pain, and then down to the shoulder blade, and it got to where I couldn't even
Twist.
look. Yeah.
Let's try this one more time. Shoulder back. Shrug. Nice. I gotta hold on. You push me off my wheels here. Good job. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. 1 and rest. All right.
And that was also the side I fell on when I fell last summer.
Yeah.
And got all those little riblets.
And my guess is you
crackling.
felt like that.
So I
shrugging
probably.
it. Yeah. Okay. Let's recheck the head. Lift your head. Rotate right. Oh yeah. Ready to go. Do you feel how your head didn't fall out that time? That was much better. Okay. Rest. I think what I'm going to have you do then with this guy as well is we're going to add a shrug to it. There's 2 ways you can do this. So
I just gotta remember not to curve over.
Not to tip or wing, yeah, is what we call that shoulder. So I'll show you how we're gonna do this, and we'll record that guy too. There's gonna be 2 ways you can do it. You can either do it lying down like this, or we'll be able to do kind of a standing version too, as long as it's not bothering some other things. So let me set that video up. And we'll go. We're just plugging away here again today. This is fantastic. So for this guy, we're working on the shrug. There's a couple ways you can do this. You can do this with one of your bands, like we set you up with at home, right? And so all you would do is straighten your arm out. This one to the side. That's down to your side. Yep. And then you're gonna hold on to the band. Now the only hard part about doing it this way, harder than what you just did, is that if your elbow is flexed, right? Watch, it allows you to bend the elbow flexed. It gets you a little bit more there, right, into this retracting thing. When you go down, it causes more tippy.
Okay.
So just make sure that with the elbow extended, you also try to smash the table a little bit, that.
Okay.
And then slide your arm up without bending your elbow. No.
Straight arm?
Shrug.
Oh, okay.
That. Feel that in the trap?
Yeah.
There you go. 10. Oh, and stay there. 9, 8, 7. Feeling the traps?
Yes.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good. So you'll see then in the video that to make that a little bit easier, you lift your arm a little, which is totally okay. I just want you to know that in the video while you do that, that means wherever you attach this band to, don't attach it next to your body.
Okay.
Attach it up a little bit. Alright, so shrug. Perfect. Feeling the trap?
Yep.
Yep, and your arm is moving slightly out and away from your body, which is perfect. That's exactly how you want to do it. Good.
Okay.
And rest.
What are these? I have a much stretchier silicone. I don't have anything that.
I can give you this one.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll send this home with you. Nice. Okay, anything else? Any comments about that one?
No.
Okay, wonderful work. Very good. Let's take a break real quick. We'll recheck the trap again, and then we'll recheck the cervical one through the SARS test just to make sure that that's still improving.
Okay.
So we had a little bit of unwanted sensation on the left side of the neck and trap, right? When we first did that right rotation one. Okay. And then we're going SARS 7 exploration. That's good. We did a little bit of shoulder sampling. We found the elevation on the left was kind of low quality.
It seems like it's up all the time. It should be great.
Yeah, but I wonder if it's not letting go. Like, you know, we're moving in and out of it a little bit. Yeah, I agree. It's interesting. It's very interesting. This is why we have to, like, follow the data. Because if I was going to say, oh, look, yeah, no, it's already up. Ooh, it can't be an up problem. we might have missed something there, right? We got to follow the quality data, right? That's why posture is a good idea to get a starting point, but relatively irrelevant in terms of the function of the muscle system itself. So we did GH elevation left, 10 seconds, recheck SARS, 7, right, and rechecked elevation itself. Elevation, let's recheck that, make sure it's still high quality. So shrug. Good, hold that position. Ready, and go. Yeah, that feels much better. Lift your head, rotate right, hold, ready to go. Yeah, that feels great. No pain?
No.
That didn't do anything weird over here that time.
No.
Beautiful. All right, very good. Let's take a short little break, and then we're gonna pop up, and we're gonna go start running the FRQs, like I mentioned, which is fatigue and rest quality check on the knees. So we're starting to tease phase 2. I want to clarify that this is not full-blown phase 2.
Okay.
But we're teasing the phase 2, and what we're doing specifically with the FRQ is we're checking comparatively a fatigue, and then a subsequent low quality test, and then the recovery time comparatively. So checking the right side compared to the left one, so that we can say, hey, look, your right one can do, I don't know, whatever, 10 repetitions before it gets fatigued. It's low quality for about 10, 15, 20 seconds, and then it's back. But the left can only do 5, right? We know that then there's going to be an asymmetry of strength and a fatigue component in there too. So before we can get into like full-blown training, that'll be something else that we have to shore up a little bit. Okay. Very good. Yeah, okay. Let's go run those. Anything else about these guys that you want to talk about before we go hit all the
Do I need
FRQs?
shoes back on?
You can keep them off. That's totally fine. Yep. Good.